अखिलानन्दस्वरूपा ईशा महेशा ब्रह्मानन्दस्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा 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 अखिलानन्दस्वरूपा ईशा महेशा
धार रे मन धार, धार रे मन धार, अपना सच्चा गुरु पे धार भई भई। धार रे मन धार, धार रे मन धार, अपना सच्चा गुरु पे धार भई भई। गुरु जी आया पामणा रे, काई करूं मन वार भई भई। हाँ गुरु जी आया पामणा रे, काई करूं मन वार भई भई। गुरु जी आया पामणा रे, काई करूं मन वार भई भई। चोखा चावल लापसी रे, चोखा चावल लापसी रे, चुर मेरी बौछार रे। ओ धार रे मन धार, धार रे मन धार, अपना सच्चा गुरु पे धार भई भई। एरण ऊपर हीरा धरिया, धनरी ऊपर मार भई भई। एरण ऊपर हीरा धरिया, ऊपर धनरी मार भई भई। कच्चा था जो टूट गया, कच्चा था जो टूट गया, रतन लागा हाथ रे। हो धार रे मन धार, धार रे मन धार, अपना सच्चा गुरु पे धार भई भई। धार रे मन धार, धार रे मन धार, अपना सच्चा गुरु पे धार भई भई। पे धार भई भई, पे धार भई भई, पे धार भई भई।
कबीरा जब पैदा हुए, कबीरा जब पैदा हुए, तो जग हंसा हम रोए। ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे चलो। कबीरा जब पैदा हुए, तो जग हंसा हम रोए। ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे चलो। कबीरा 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 जब पैदा हुए, तो जग हंसा हम रोए। ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे चलो। व्याध जग डोले, पांच तत्व के पांच पंच है, पांच व्याध जग डोले। पंचम सुर में अनहद गूंजे, पंचम सुर में अनहद गूंजे, दसों द्वार को खोले। कबीरा जब पैदा हुए तो जग हंसा हम रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए। कबीरा जब पैदा हुए तो जग हंसा हम रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए। सात जन्म के सात पेड़ है, सांप सीढ़ी है भाई। ओ सात जन्म के सात जन्म के सात जन्म के सांप सीढ़ी है भाई। जम का दंड मुंड में लागे, जम का दंड मुंड में लागे, धरी रहे चतुराई। कबीरा जब पैदा हुए तो जग हंसा हम रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग। कबीरा जब पैदा हुए तो जग हंसा हम रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग। कबीरा 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 ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए, जग रोए, जग रोए। ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए।
Not come. Hey, what's happening? Are you all mourning the demise of 2022? What's happening with you, huh? Hello? Are you mourning? That's what it looks like. Okay, let me see.
ऐसी तेरी लागी हम हो गए अनुरागी, झूठे रंग उतरे हम हो गए बैरागी। तेरी हम हो गए झूठे रेजा रंग दे 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 तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग इतना गहरा हो तेरा भूल से भी ना ये उतरे रंग ये इतना गहरा हो तेरा भूले से भी ना ये उतरे कच्चा है तन और मन मेरा आत्म को मैं तू रंग दे तेरा मेरा जब से नाता जुड़ा नाते सारे अब अधूरे लगे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे
तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे
रंग दे
तुम मोहे अपने रंग
ओ तेरा मेरा जब से नाता जुड़ा नाते सारे सब अधूरे लगे रंग दे 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 रंग दे
तुम मोहे अपने
रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे
तुम मोहे अपने रंग में
रंग दे मोहे रंग रेजा रंग दे मोहे रंग रेजा मोहे रंग दे रंग रेजा रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे
तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में
तेरा मेरा जब से नाता जुड़ा हो तेरा मेरा जब से ये नाता जुड़ा नाते सारे अब अधूरे लगे
रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तुम मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तू मोहे अपने रंग में रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे रंग दे तू मोहे अपने रंग में
A warm welcome to all of you for this special satsang with Sadhguru on the occasion of New Year's Eve. This year has been particularly exciting, not least because of the launch of the Safe Soul movement and Sadhguru's lone motorcycle journey from London all the way to the Isha Yoga Center in Coimbatore. We would like to share a short video with you, highlighting some of the events and happenings of this past year.
Yeah, baby. That's good.
You must remember, always you must remain a wonderful girl. Okay? Always.
Doesn't matter who does what, you must stay wonderful, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Nothing wrong with anything with life, it's just that it's bloody brief. If you don't light it up, it's gone.
On a journey of soil, it feels like it is yet another thing that we add to our list. It's over.
This is not one more thing, Trevor. I've taken this up because as a generation of people, if we don't do this now, we will regret this, seriously.
How old are you?
I'm 65 now.
65? Can I say you are a little bit crazy to do this?
Sadhguru, a mystic and visionary based in India, and over the course of 100 days, he will be traveling from Europe to India to raise awareness on soil.
Soil is the largest living system not on the planet. In the known universe, there isn't anything like that. But we've been treating it like it's some kind of a material that we can use and discard. It is about moving people on the planet.
World leaders, influencers, artists, experts, spiritual leaders and NGOs are among those who have pledged their support to the initiative.
By 2040, very clearly every responsible scientist is saying we will be producing 40% less food and our populations will be well over 9 billion. That's not a world you want to leave your children in? No.
It's a message of urgency. It's also a message of hope. I'd really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
Because it is life. It is our food.
My dear brother Sadhguru, Safe Soil is truly inspiring.
Safe Soil.
I request all of you to come together and join the Conscious Planet movement.
Most important thing is we as a generation of people keep the soil alive for future generations.
This is for him and his generation.
Will you make it happen?
It's come a long way, that bloke there on the left, Sadhguru, has saved the Soil Foundation. Brilliant stuff. That's the sort of passion, though, that we want.
How arduous this journey has been, even for me, just for this 20 minutes. I'm looking up to you even more.
भारत की परंपरा रही है कि जो यात्रा करके आता है उसको छूते हैं, आधा पुण्य आपको मिल जाता है। सद्गुरु जी ने यात्रा की, अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा काम किया है।
Spiritualist techniques have gained him a following of millions across the world.
The most positive energy person in the world today, I promise you. Like, I got energized all the way from Australia.
If you are conscious that you are on a very limited lease of time, naturally you will organize yourself to do things that you really care for. And if all of us are doing what genuinely matters to us, there's really no problem in this world.
Just one word. Love.
Right now, human potential and genius is super wasted just trying to earn a living. Even people ask me, Sadhguru, what do you do for a living? I said, what do? I breathe. I breathe and make sure my heart beats and everything else, and that's how I do for a living.
You look like certified. How you do that? What is the secret?
Little yoga therapy can teach you. Whole human life is largely dedicated to the compulsions of the body and compulsions of the mind, isn't it? You're supposed to be above it. The whole science of yoga is striving to make your mind like a plain mirror, no wonkiness anywhere.
How do you describe yourself? Because people see you in different roles and…
I don't waste my time defining myself in any particular way. I'm not defined or structured in myself. This is the whole purpose of spiritual process, that you can live here without any description or definition of who you are. When you say there is a definition, you are fixed, you have become a concrete block.
I've interviewed so many people over the past 2 decades and I've never got an introduction like that. This was awesome.
Give it up, our very special guest today, Sadhguru, is with…
People are using relationships to squeeze joy out of the other person.
Oh, bars! Come on, bring it.
If you were joyful by your own nature, you would naturally have wonderful relationships with anybody you meet.
That was Guru talk.
Yes.
That's a life guru. Sadhguru, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him. That's a life guru.
Showing something that doesn't exist. VR is a big bull. This is the camera, is it?
You can feel right there.
Oh, you look good in those.
You look great on those. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about.
He looks like the guy who writes.
I am not a real estate person. My real estate is in the minds and hearts of people. But we have realized that without physical infrastructure it won't work, so here we're building a small center in LA, we're building a whole spiritual city, it's 22,000 acres now, this whole place. In India, in Bangalore, we're building another facility. The Naga is sitting here, he's a Kshetrapala, he's also the future protector of the Kshetra. We are building a whole system that it will become a spiritual possibility in its entirety. But all of you ready to do some work?
Yes.
Oh, I thought she's so wonderful, but see what she did, what he did. I'm going to that. The important thing is, what we are doing, is it significant enough? If you're very clear about that, just do it, it doesn't matter who says what, who does what. Much will happen here, if all of you put yourself.
What's your plan?
I let you be one up so that you don't suddenly say you have something important to do and get away at night.
So you're gonna tin it up on the back?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, we'll see, we'll see.
It's a pleasure to meet you virtually.
In this room, the most complex and sophisticated technology is human system.
Yes.
This is. Have you read the user's manual?
Where is it at?
It's built into the machine.
Oh, how do I get it?
You need to pay attention, you're reading inner engineering. If you want to do what truly matters to you, it's extremely important that you see my life is my karma, it's my making. Right now, if I'm making a fool of myself, it's me. So the purpose of the book is to restore the word karma to its transformational potential.
To share, I wanted to just share gratitude, and your teachings has been a blessing to us as individuals.
To be joyful, to be loving, to be blissful is not the goal of your life. It is a necessary ambience within you for your body and your brains to function at their best. It's not about what you do. Whatever you do, you must do it well, huh? Eat well, play well, study well, learn well. If you do all this, you will sleep well. Okay then. All of you girls, a lot of terrible things happening around the world, especially concerning young women. It's important that you stand up smart and strong so that future generations will live well. Hello? No entanglement, all right? Freedom is the way. Entanglement doesn't happen in life, it happens here. If you undo this, outside we can create what we want. Let's make it happen. One big movement is the Farmers Producer Organization movement. So what FPO means is, the power of scale will come to them. In the next year, we want to make this into 25,000 farmers. We need young people to stand up and make this happen. At this stage of empowerment with science and technology, the most important thing that needs to be done is raising of human consciousness. This is why yoga is needed. Yoga does not mean twisting and turning, yoga means turning inward, touching that intelligence within you which is beyond your psychological and physiological process. This needs to happen to maximum number of people. Never before such large groups of people have gone into Samyam. Over 3,000 people, if they can immerse themselves into an urge to go beyond all those things that people in the world are willing to die for and kill for, this means there is hope for humanity.
How are you, my friend? All of us, we've been changing because of you, and that's amazing. Thank you, thanks for being here.
way humanity is empowered today, if we are not inclusive, we are heading for a serious disaster. If you get too logical in your head, life will get constipated. You need little madness in your heart. For that, no better fuel than Shiva to set your heart on fire. How profoundly and how exuberantly you lived, that's all there is with life. If you've not been doing that, today is the day to get ignited, to really rev it up to its fullest possibility.
If something more needs to happen, you must have the sense to step into a new terrain every moment.
I just flew in from Las Vegas this morning, like a 5 a.m.
What a
flight.
place to come from.
Yeah, I discovered you through, Save Soil. When you pop up on my timeline, somehow you always inspire me.
Most watch Yogi on YouTube, 2.5 billion views in the last year alone.
Yesterday need not be bad to make today good, isn't it?
If you take your hands off your psychological process and simply sit here, you will get blissed out. I've been working on this, just help me to improve my percentage.
People are thinking I've already done too much. For what I can do in terms of transmission, not even 2% of what I have I transmitted. So we are going to focus on individual people more and more. If we do this right, in the next decade, we can definitely create a more conscious planet.
I feel like there's something in the air around the room when he's there. It's just pleasant and it smells better and you feel better. I've never given this much attention span to anyone, like even my teacher, but every word that Sadhguru says somehow just makes sense.
Here we are at the FIFA World Cup final between Argentina and France.
I think Messi handled that situation of his age gracefully. He's not thinking I should score. He's just giving the necessary passes and making the difference. That's a smart man, and I think it paid off for him.
It was great chatting to you, Sadhguru. Safe.
Such a big queue for the bathroom, huh?
Kalo na janati tav jananam Kalo na janati tav samapanam Drushto maya tav mahakarah Yogeshwara Kala Kala Yogeshwara kala kala. கொஞ்சம் இந்த பக்கம் இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாமே கேக்குதா? அவருக்கு சொல்லுங்க, அவருக்கு கேக்குதா? நான் பேசலாமா நீங்க பேசாம நிர்ணயிச்சிடலாமே. பாத்ரூமுக்கு போறதுக்கு என்னத்துக்கு இவ்வளவு பேசணும்? கொஞ்சம் யாரு கொஞ்சம் யாருமா அது கேக்குதுன்னு சொன்ன இல்லம்மா, அவருக்கு எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் போய் சில பண்ணுங்க கொஞ்சம். I think probably many of them have not spoken enough, and the last few hours before the year's quota is over, they want to finish it. Oh. என்ன சொல்றாங்க? அவர் கேட்கலையா நான் பேசுறது? கேக்குதா அங்க அந்த பக்கம் மைக்ரோ இதர் ஸ்பீக்கர்? அம்மா யாரு அந்த பக்கம்? ஐயா கொஞ்சம் பேச்சு குறிச்சுக்கிறீங்களா? ஆமா அப்படிதான். ஆல்ரைட். Time is a strange thing. It is the only thing that you have, actually. It's the only thing that you have. But you can neither give it nor take it. It does not work as an instrument of transaction. Whatever you do, you can only lose time. You sleep, you lose time, you work, you lose time, you're awake, you lose time, you're unconscious, you lose time. All that happens, no matter what you're doing with your life, is you're losing time. You can neither fast forward it, nor can you rewind it, nor can you slow it down. It just goes on according to its own accord, unconcerned about you. You can do illusory markings with New Year's days and birthdays, saying this is 1 year is gone by. But this year and the next year doesn't taste or feel any better or worse than the other. The body, in body, you're a creature of time. As a being, a timeless presence. If you do not delve deep enough and find the taste of timelessness, the taste of timeless being, you shall forever be a loser, because the only thing that you have is time and you're losing it all the time. So don't be a loser. As you can only lose time, your only possession forever you're a loser. No, it's not all that bad, because you're not here forever. Your audio shall be soon over, you know. Is audio okay? Hello? My monitor is not good, I can't feel it. If you go with time, you can only be a loser because that's the only commodity you have and you keep losing it all the time. Tasteless, senseless, ruthless cycles of time, like a grinding mill, just goes on and on. The juice of life is stored in many wooing steps or installments, a bit in the body, a little bit of juice in the body, a bit more in the mind, much more in our emotions. But the fruit of life in your being, this magical being, not accessible to a logical fool, this is the whole problem. How to live without logic, Sadhguru? Well, logic is the foundation of your life. If you don't have a stable, strong foundation, well, you know, what are the problems one has? But it's the foundation. If you live in the foundation of your house, these days they call it a basement, but generally it's a dungeon. You're below the ground, I mean to say. You never taste the sweetness of fresh breath, the warmth of sunlight, the spring blossom, the grandeur of sunrises or sunsets. You will only know dank survival process. Who cares, Sadhguru, about sunrises, sunsets? Tell us if there is Wi-Fi. Maybe. That also will not be very… speed will not be good. But even underground, Wi-Fi can work. So I'm saying, essentially, if you become a slave of time, you become slave of transactional world. Transactional world means you start believing you're giving and taking many things. Transactional world means you believe you're acquiring something, you're losing something. No, the only possession you have is time, and you're losing it all the time. Unless you touch the timeless dimension of your being, anyway a loser, there is nothing to gain. There is really nothing to gain. You know what happened when Shankaran Pillai was drowning? No. What? I've told you before. Which lake shall we drown him in? Because Coimbatore lakes are all very shallow, you can't drown. So, it once happened, the largest lake in India is the Chilka Lake. So, Shankaran Pillai once went boating and the boat turned over and he started drowning. Then he screamed for help. And then, having been a man who had stored up a lot of money and wealth in his life, he shouted, whoever saves my life, I will give you 1 crore rupees. So anyway, there were some fishermen who quickly came and pulled him out and they brought him to the shore. And then people said, you said 1 crore rupees, if you give 1 crore rupees, our families will live well, there's so many of us here. He said, I have 1 crore rupees to really save my life, but I was not dead. I was only halfway, so 50 lakhs I will give you. Hello? Fair deal, isn't it? He was not drowned yet. He was only drowning. So, like this, negotiations are going on with life, that you are exchanging life for something else. Maybe money, maybe wealth, maybe fame, maybe name, maybe sweetness of pleasure or relationships or this or that. Essentially, you're exchanging life for something else. Because life is not in the time. Life is in the timelessness of our existence. Time is just a cycle, going round and round. You have some sense of time because the clocks makes its circles. You have some sense of time because the planet spins. You have some sense of time because the moon goes around the planet. Some sense of time right now, today, because the planet went around the sun. I want you to just imagine, suppose planets started going around the sun at half the speed, then 2 years would become 1 year. If it started going double the speed, 6 months would become 1 year in your experience. So, these are all mechanizations that you fixed in your mind. It doesn't exist anywhere. It doesn't exist anywhere that there is something like that. It is just a certain fixture in your mind which is culturally reinforced in so many different ways. So, Sadhguru, what are you trying to tell us? We should not celebrate New Year? You should celebrate every damn thing. Hello? Today, that's why we are celebrating the old year. Hello? But actually, you sit up till midnight. Here, of course, you'll be conscious. Many people will be reasonably unconscious by the time midnight comes. But if they remain conscious and really feel it, old year and new year, no difference. Hello? Taste it and see, lick it and see, snort it and see, no difference. So, it's okay. You just need an excuse to celebrate, I appreciate that. I don't need an excuse. People think they need an excuse to celebrate, I don't need an excuse, Hello? Those who need an excuse, many of them who are for health reasons and for whatever other reasons, they're not drinking through the year, but last day of the year they drink because they want to celebrate. I'm drunk all the time. I know somebody is going to cut this piece and put it on the social media and say, Sadhguru confessed that he is drinking all the time. Yes, I'm saying that. I'm drunk all the time. I did not say I'm drinking, I'm drunk. Because I'm a pot of drink myself. More than that, actually. In today's world, you can say I am a drug. I'm not taking drugs, I am a drug. See, many of these are all addicted. And they're also acting funny. Because, big drug behind me. But it's a little latent, this is potent. So, you need to understand, celebration happens to you not because of a certain event, because you burst forth in exuberance. When this life becomes exuberant, everything is celebratory. Old year, new year, no year. All are celebratory, hello? If this one is exuberant, why does this damn thing get exuberant once a year? No, I'm not trying to say you've never been happy or joyful or wonderful through this year, but most people can count, they don't have enough fingers to exhaust. Wow, I was… in the month of June I got married and I was so happy. After that, 31st of December we were happy. So they can count. If you can count your joys, you are a bloody no good life. Yes. If you can count your miseries in your life, and if you don't exhaust the 10 fingers, that's a good thing. Because you have trained your mind to continuously generate a lie after a lie after a lie. Does somebody have my lie poem on the phone? So, lies and lies and lies, full of lies all the time, telling yourself all kinds of things which are not true. How to stop it? This happened. A little boy, shall I make it a boy or a girl? Who lies more? Boys. No, you don't know then. We'll keep a boy because it's safe, you know. So a little boy was sleeping in his bed and in the night, around 11:30, 12 in the night, started raining and dhamal-dhimil thunder. So he got a little scared and ran to his parents' room and went and hugged his father and he said, "Papa, why is it all this happening?" So, see, parents don't want to miss a single chance of trying to teach some moral nonsense to the children endlessly. So he said, every time somebody tells a lie, God makes these sounds. Boom, boom, boom. But the boy thought and said, "But Papa, everybody's sleeping in the night, who's telling lies now?" He thought about it and said, "Well, this is the time when they print the newspapers." So lies and lies and lies, printed word, television word, and you yourself carrying on these lies, endless lies. If you want to understand how many lies you're telling to yourself and everybody around you, just shut your mouth for 1 year. 2023. Don't say anything. You will just see almost everything that you've been speaking has been a lie. So, every time I was sitting in Samyama and those 3,000 and odd people were all silent, then I realized nobody is telling a lie, at least for 8 days. So I just wrote this little poem, sitting on the Samyama dais. It's called A Lie. I don't tell lies not because I want to be truthful. I don't tell lies not because I want to be truthful. I have tried but failed, as I also know the truth about the lie. I have tried but failed, as I also know the truth about the lie. I did not give up lies in favor of truth. I did not give up lies in favor of truth. Sheer inability that clarity breeds within. Sheer inability, that clarity breeds within. A lie is that which does not exist and hence not worth an investment. A lie is that which does not exist and hence not worth an investment. So essentially, what is happening in the form of thought, what is happening in the form of emotion, your ideas, opinions, philosophies that you're generating, it keeps you busy. If something that does not exist keeps you busy, all that's happening is you're just losing time. I'm reminding you again, the only possession that you have, this is the only thing you possess, time. And it doesn't matter what nonsensical dramas you create, going away, going away. Well, most people think they're immortal, unfortunately. Through their life, they think they're forever. Only when something dangerous happens, sickness happens, injury happens, or body starts creaking, then a little reminder, but still they think they're immortal. They always think, death? That happens to somebody else. Hello? Now, Sadhguru, this is a day to celebrate. Why are you talking all this, Sadhguru? Okay, I'll give you extra time. This happened. Shankaran Pillai had a certain ailment, so he went to a doctor. Doctor told him, you have only a maximum of 3 years to live. Shankaran Pillai came and told his friends, doctor has given me only 3 years. What do? I have only 3 years to live. Then they said, why don't you go and get a second opinion? So he went to another doctor, and then he thought, why just second, third, fourth? He went to 3, 4 doctors. Then he came back really very exuberant and happy. He said, what happened? Did the other doctor tell you something different? You have more years. No. I went to 4 different doctors, all of them gave me 3 years each. So now I have 12 years. What's the problem? Life goes on like this. If you become too transactional, transactions are needed in the world, we have to do it. We can do it to the extent it is needed for ourselves or for the community or for the nation or whatever you're working for. But they have no relevance to your existence. In this creation, today, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you transacting today has no meaning, it doesn't leave any imprint anywhere. How you are is your being throbbing. Has your being been unveiled? Is it veiled with transactions or has it been unveiled? If your being has been unveiled, then it has an impact on creation. Otherwise, you can wear what you want, you can look as pretty or handsome as you want, you can say the smartest thing in the world. Only within your social nonsense, it makes some difference. I'm not saying that is not at all relevant, it is relevant to that extent only. But you are a person and a social component, not first. First, you are a life, you are a being. After that, we have these roles to play. If you misunderstand the role that you play as myself, you know, we've been telling you about there was a Bhima, you know the story. This guy has not even been to inner engineering, what do I do with him? He wants to know everything, so he's saying no to everything. This happened. There was a frog. Hello? There was a frog which was worried about 2023. Many of you were looking into the fortune and these 12 zodiac signs, and some of you are… Many astrologers are busy towards the end of the year because people are consulting what to look forward to in 2023. So frog also got an appointment with an astrologer. So the frog went and said, 2023, what can I expect? The astrologer looked at all the kundali and everything. The cycles of the kundali are little different for a frog. So then he said, you will meet a very beautiful girl who will want to know everything about you. Is that so? What should I do for this to happen? What should I do? Should I go on the dating app? Should I go sit in a local bar? Should I do this? Should I do that? Where will I meet this beautiful girl? The astrologer looked further into the kundali and said, in a biology class, she will want to know everything about you. Everything, inside out. So, 2023, what is coming for us? You're asking me, then I have something to say. But if you're asking the stars, you must understand this. The making of this body, though the basic ingredient of genetics came from your parentage, the material came from the food that you eat. The building happened because of the life that you are, because of the being that you are. How it got built depends on how you are. Now, whether it's a physiological problem or a psychological problem or an emotional problem, if you manage to unveil your being, then your body, your mind, your emotion and your transactions in the world will largely go where you want it to go. This will go 100%. In the world, it cannot be 100% because there are other people. We got to make some way for them also. So it will happen largely that way. But if you do not unveil your being, you just try to do with your body, with your mind and looking at the stars, you may still be successful in transactions. Successful simply means somebody else around you is doing badly, that is the only success you have. And no matter what success you have, you still live in anxiety. Successful people are not blissed out. Blissed out people are anyway successful. Hello? Because success, or what you consider as success, right from kindergarten, is always about other people's failures. Somebody should be less than you, only then you're successful, isn't it? So, it is fine, transactions, you would like to win, I understand, it's fine. But that does not decide or determine the nature of your existence here. The time that you have, whether it becomes like a spring blossom or it's a torture, is not determined by those things. This happened. At one time, Shankaran Pillai was qualified as a psychiatrist. You want to go? Where's that guy? No. Hey, if you have some madness in you, best to go to a madman because he has experience. You always try to take advice from people who have experience, isn't it? So anyway, he was running his own office, psychiatry. So his assistant, the lady who was doing the reception work and everything, she decided to quit. Then people asked, why, what's the problem? It's a successful business. Why are you not going? Why are you quitting? She said, I had enough of this because if I go 10 minutes late, he says, you're hostile, psychiatrist. If I go 5 minutes early, he says, you have an anxiety complex. If I go bang on time, he says, you're compulsive. So I can't take this anymore. This is how it is. It's not somebody else has to do this, you're doing this to yourself because you're trying to live without the core. The surface is always tumultuous, it can't be any other way. You know, you have heard even most destructive cyclones have a core which is still and fine. This is what it is. If you live on the surface, it is unnecessarily turbulent, simply going on with something or the other will be going on. So this is why on this New Year's Day or this New Year's Eve, a lot of people, at least in the urban centers all over the world, want to get drunk so that everything is still. Hello? Body also becomes still, everything becomes still. Body becoming still is not a good thing, that is for the last scene. Hello? Yes or no? Body becoming still is the last scene. It's not time for that now. Now body, mind should be dynamic. But this dynamism tortures people. So one way to settle it is drown the past year in something, like they will try tonight, many people. So, what do we do, Sadhguru? How do we celebrate New Year? See, is it true that this breath that is happening, in these millions of breaths that you have taken, the next one, if it doesn't happen, you're gone. Is that so? I'm glad that guy didn't. Of these millions of heartbeats that are going on, if the next one doesn't happen, are you gone? So, the thing is just this, if you do not know how to be exuberant and celebratory in your existence, all celebrations are a desperate effort to drown something which you have to cover up, either your anxiety or your, your anxiety about something, your fearfulness about something, your anger and hatred about something, your aggression about something. To hide these things, to drown these things, you need to act like you're celebratory. Celebration is not an act, celebration is the way you are. Right now, we are in winter, which is a little low in nature. Preparation for celebration. When spring comes, everything bursts forth. That's celebration. But It doesn't happen in one given moment and say we celebrate it now. It's just happening all the time. Life is a celebration. Celebration does not mean that we have to do this or that. Is your life bursting forth, or is it? Is it like 1st January? Hangover? Hello? Is it like 1st January, or at least it's like 31st December? I appreciate the excitement of people wanting to go to the party, but after they've been to the party, next day if you meet them, they are… That's not good. If you're like that next day also, I would say get drunk 24 hours of the day like me. Get drunk all the time. But you have not found such a drink anywhere. This is what I'm talking about. There is a drink that you don't have to drink because you are the drink. Life is the ultimate drug or drink. Life is the highest level of intoxication and awareness at the same time. If you don't touch that, then you do these measly constipated celebrations. It's okay, I don't want to kill this tonight celebration, whoever wants to do whatever, it's fine with me, but you must know it's a lie. When you're telling a lie, at least you must know it's a lie. Then you can deceive somebody. But you yourself, if you believe the lie, you are the fool, isn't it? If I tell a lie to you, I'm fooling you. If I tell a lie and I believe it myself, who is the fool? So, don't be that one. I heard there are lots of, backlog questions of 2022. Let's finish this a little bit. Just a few of them, let's not… I think children are getting cold. Huh? Children are getting cold. I'm talking about children. Please.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Namaskaram.
My name is Madara. I'm from Latvia, and I'm also a Sadhanapada participant. And as this is New Year's Eve, back at home, all my friends are celebrating New Year and partying, and they're making fun of me for sitting here in darshan. How should I respond to them? Thank you.
Tell them in Latvia, whatever the hell they do, they can't get to the New Year ahead of you. You're 2.5 hours ahead of them or 3 hours ahead of them. Can they do that? No. So, you got there first, so who is the winner? So, of course, who will not make fun of you? When everybody is drinking and puking and dancing and having a big headache tomorrow morning, you're sitting here. Depends how you're sitting here. Nobody would ask me that question because of how I sit here. If you are, oh, I'm a FOMO, I'm missing out the party, FOMO, then of course they will make fun of you. See, it's very exuberant, I think. I thought, what happened? Blue? Yeah. See, how exuberant. So, you tell your Latvian friends, because the European economy is not doing great right now. If they come here, we will buy them a drink that'll last for the whole year. Not just for the whole year, for the whole lifetime it will last. They can mine their own drink. This is crypto time, huh? Come on. You can mine your own money, so you can mine your own drink. So, if you tell them there is a place here, if you dig deep enough, you will find as much drink as you want. Never is it going to get over. Whole of Latvia should be here. It depends how you say it. If you think FOMO, they'll say, hey, come back, what are you doing there? If you show that you are, then they will all be here. I'll be watching how many Latvian men and women will end up here in the next 6 months. That depends how you are today and what message you send them.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I recently realized that I won't get enlightenment in this lifetime.
Oh. Who told you anyway? You got married or what?
But I find I can be joyful every day. Is it sufficient just to be joyful?
Okay. I think when they played the video, something came out there where we were talking about how joy is not the goal of life, but it is an ambience that is needed if something within you has to flower. So, don't worry about enlightenment, that's for freaks. Hello. You don't worry about enlightenment, you just stay joyful every moment. So if you're joyful every moment, this becomes fertile. See, when you're joyful, do you see you're not in your own way? Only when you're miserable, you're anxious, you're resentful, you stand in your own way. When you're joyful, slowly you will see who you are doesn't matter. Once who you are does not matter, I want you to listen to this properly, young people. Once who you are doesn't matter to yourself, then the inside will flower naturally. Now, I don't know how you realized, maybe your batteries went off or most probably you got married and somebody put wisdom into you. Because lot of young men will be strutting around with life. There was a joke long time ago, it doesn't work anymore, but I will tell you anyway. So, a group of people are sitting and a lady says, see, whoever walks into the bar today, I can tell you whether that man is married or unmarried or not married. And one by one people coming in for 31st December event. And she says, this guy is married, this guy is not married, this guy is married, this guy is not married. She went on saying. And everything was perfect on the dot when they found out. They say, how do you do this? How do you know? By looking at somebody. So she said, see, when they're coming in, because it's raining outside, when they're coming in, married men always come and, wipe their shoes on the mat and come. Unmarried men just walk in. I'm saying they're tamed, they're disciplined. So maybe they told you, you cannot get enlightened, don't have funny ideas. Because you not getting enlightened or your knowledge, self-knowledge of that I have no hope of enlightenment is the security for the marriage to last long. So it's okay, whatever works is fine with me. But if you keep this joyful, she cannot do anything about it. She'll try. When she's anxious, you must be anxious. You can pretend. All right? You don't have to become anxious, because it's anyway a lie. Anxiety is a lie. Hello? You're making it up in your mind. Your misery is a lie. Your joy is also a lie. At least let's make a pleasant lie which works. It's all garbage. But you would like to use that kind of garbage. See, these days garbage is being segregated. Suppose you want to put this garbage in your garden, will you pick up the one with plastic stuff or glass stuff or paper or vegetable and other kind of waste? You will naturally pick up what works as manure. So, joy is also garbage, but it works as manure. Other things don't work. So, she need not know. Just remain joyful. But if you're always he, then she will take other steps. So you must… when her heart breaks, your heart should break. All these things you must do. This happened. In the first week of January, Shankaran Pillai got arrested for having broken into a dress shop. Celebration going on, it's okay. Then the judge looked at the case and said, "What? You broke into the same dress shop 4 times? Wow, what kind of fool would do that?" So Shankaran Pillai said, "Judge, first time I broke into the thing, I took a dress for my wife, but it was a bit large and she got really mad with me. Am I this big? Go get me a right size." So second time I went, broke into the store and got a 0 size. It wouldn't go. So she felt insulted, "You got me a child-size kind of dress and just to insult me." Then the third time I went and I got the right size, but she didn't like the color. So fourth time I went and I got caught. Please, next question.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Recently you have mentioned that the year of 2023 will be the year of consecrations, and you want to focus more on individuals. So how in the coming year, how can we make the most of us? How can we do the most to be perceptive what you have to offer?
Consecration. As you know, 15th of January, we are consecrating the Yogeshwar Linga in Bengaluru. Now this is going to upset some people. In Chikkaballapura, some of my clan will get upset, Chinnaballapuramu, because they wouldn't allow us to say Chikkaballapura when we were children. We had to say Chinnaballapuramu. Now it's Chikkaballapura. These are 2 different languages. Anyway, the consecration is happening, and there's one happening in Nepal. In the month of March, the Devi consecration is happening, and Nepal is one of those few parts of the world where still the ancient consecrations have been not very well, I would say, but reasonably better maintained than most places. At least most places in India, except major temples, small consecrations, everything we've destroyed because real estate value of the place. Nepal has still managed this reasonably, where as it was in ancient times, every few steps if you take, there is a consecrated space for every kind, so that you cannot walk on the street. It doesn't matter you're going for your business, you're going for a wedding, you're going for a party, you cannot forget the divine. Constantly there is a reminder, energetically there is a reminder, and people look at these things and utter a few mantras or bow down. This still alive in the country, not fully, but better than most places in India, I would say, except maybe some places like Kashi or somewhere where it is reasonably alive. Rest of the country had this all over, but these days, like during my grandfather's time, when I went to my grandfather's place, like the puja room in his house was… our ancestral home puja room was, let's say, 5 times the size of this stage, 5 or 6 times the size of this stage. Few dozens of gods, we were rich. And a lot of space and so many things. My mother had a room, my father and mother had a full room for puja. Not that big, because they lived in a bigger city, it became small. What was that big became probably 1/5 of this size. But I have a big shrine because this is my workshop that's different. But otherwise, in my brother's house, it is a stand on the wall. Yes, in most homes it's like that now. It's a small little stand on the wall, something. But they're still lighting a lamp. In the next generation that I know many people, that lamp is gone. Some of them have a little bulb burning, LED, so that they can replace it once in 10 years. So if you're not lighting a lamp, most probably you're not even looking in that direction, because only when the bulb goes off, which is once in 8 or 10 years these bulbs are made like that. So it is receding like this. In homes also it's receding, in people's minds and hearts also it's receding, in the world also it's receding. Well, what is the purpose of these things? The purpose of these things is just this. You can build as great a machine as you want, but if it's not lubricated, the greatest machine in the world will get destroyed in no time. Even if it works, it's destruction. Right now, that is what is happening in the world. People have, in terms of material wealth, this generation of people have more than any generation could ever imagine. I'm sure many of you have 25 to 50 times more clothes than what your grandmother had, yes or no? Or many more, unless you're living in the ashram where we give you only this much space to keep your clothes, where only 5 or 6 will go. That's different, otherwise most people have. I'm not trying to in any way comment about their clothing or their stuff, but I'm saying we are doing materially better than any other generation ever. But people are burning up because machine without lubrication. So consecrations are about creating spaces of grace where there is a strong presence which will lubricate one's life. You don't have to think that everything is managed by that. No, you still have to manage your life, but you're well lubricated. Now things will flow easy. At the end of your life or at the end of the day or at the end of the year, you don't feel burnt out. You're feeling fine because you're well lubricated. This will become more and more necessary because human activity is pitching up like never before. As it pitches up, if there is no lubrication, the problem is today it's manifesting in so many ways. One thing is mental health. As you know, WHO or the World Health Organization is predicting a mental health pandemic. What a pandemic means is, you know, probably you had never heard that word 3 years ago, but now you know what is a pandemic. What it means is, if 5 people in this crowd has some problem, within no time all of you will get it. That's a pandemic. So they are talking about a mental health pandemic where it'll not be 5–10 people who will have these struggles, it will be a global pandemic in some way. A few people may keep themselves free, but others will get it. Even if 10% of the population gets it, it's a serious issue in the world. And we are heading that way very fast. And if you do not know this, in 2021, India has touched the highest number of suicides ever. 132,000 people commit suicide in the country. Over 18,600 of them are below 18 years of age. 7,200 of them are below 15 years of age. If 12, 13, 14-year-old children who must be bursting with life, if they're thinking of taking their own life, obviously we are a generation running without necessary lubrication within ourselves. Hello? So consecration is one important part. It's too early to tell you, but now you ask the question, shall I tell you? No. Where is that guy to save me? I'm planning something for 2024. How we construct this, how we deliver this to the world, we will see. I'm still looking at it at various aspects. But 2023, at least 3 to 5 consecrations, important consecrations will happen. But that is in preparation. That is in preparation to 2024, where we will launch a global movement called Conscious Planet. Because I want you to understand, people think there are many problems in the world. There are no many problems in the world. There's only one problem in the world, human being. What other problem, I'm asking? Why is it human beings who are the peak of evolution, highest level of intelligence on the planet, flower of evolutionary process, why have they become the problem? Friction within themselves is finding expression in 1,000 different problems in the world. But if you had, like that guy who got married and realized that he's not going to get enlightened, at least if you're joyful, if you're just joyful, you're not much of a problem on the planet. Hello? If you're very joyful, today for some reason, either because of pandemic or because of something else, we said, please don't do this party today, tonight, whatever you're planning. If you're joyful, all right, I'll do it another day. But if you're miserable, oh, you'll burn the town, because how can you not do something that you already planned? Because this is the problem of human misery. Human misery does not stay within the human beings, it spreads. And I'm telling you, joy also will spread. So, these consecrations are very important because without certain amount of energy being generated, people won't be who they are. Because I'm planning a schedule for you for 2024 where you may have to work for 28 hours a day. For that, we need consecrations. Is that okay? Yes. I shouldn't have told you all this. You may run away tomorrow morning. So, because I'm planning a 28-hour schedule for you for 2024, consecrations are being done so that you are fired up with a different kind of fuel, where 28 hours will not be a problem. It is very needed. We will be, as a part of this, we will be training a few thousand people as ambassadors. So to train people as Ishangas, it takes time, and also it takes time from your end. So we will be training many ambassadors, where if you dedicate, let's say, 5-6 hours in a month, you can be an ambassador. That you take this. Why this is important is, if you don't create pockets of conduciveness, you can't run a wave over it. So to create these pockets of conduciveness and willingness in large populations, we need people who are doing some simple practice. At least Shambhavi Mahamudra they're doing every day, and they're at least joyful, though they have given up on enlightenment. You must give up on enlightenment, because those who are thinking they are doing this to get enlightened, they will not get anywhere. If you're simply at ease and joyful, well, it will happen. How can life be stopped? Because enlightenment is not something that you do, it's just like life blossomed to its fullest, that's all. It's not your act, it is what life does. Your business is to create a conducive atmosphere. Conducive atmosphere within you, I will stick to the word joy, there are other aspects, but joy is good enough. Conducive atmosphere in the outside is consecration. How many they'll allow us to make, I don't know. This is why we are consecrating yantras and giving it to thousands of people so that it will spread. Individual well-being is one thing, but we want to populate the world with consecrated stuff so that all over the world there is receptivity naturally. As I've said long time ago that if I'm given the resources and support, I would like to consecrate the planet. But people are busy with their own things, they got their wars, they got their… you want to dominate somebody else, all these pulls and pushes are going on, so we don't expect they'll give us the planet to be consecrated, but we're infiltrating. And we are also opening this up on the Sadhguru app, one small step for a big day. Only 31st December should not be the big day, every day is a big day. So, start your day with Sadhguru, some simple things to do. Right now we have some… I don't know the numbers exactly, I think nearly 6 million people have downloaded the app, if I'm correct, somewhere around that much, I think. And in this year, the video views have been 3.51 billion people reaching, and over 30 languages, 195 nations, people are watching the content. So conducive atmosphere is happening psychologically, but that's not enough. Conducive atmosphere should come energetically. This is why more and more consecrated objects we are trying to spread as much as possible, so that when we really launch something big, there is a natural receptivity everywhere. And for the kind of empowerment that the humanity has right now, if we do not create a more conscious is naturally more inclusive human beings on the planet, well, we will be taught a very big lesson. We generally, people are just hoping, hope it doesn't happen in my generation, let it happen to these children. What is that? Hello? What is that? Everybody knows big disasters are building up. Our hope is it doesn't happen in my life. These little children, let them get crushed. Are we that kind of people, I'm asking? Hello? Are we that kind of people? We want to make sure the future generations don't go that way. When people are predicting mental illness pandemic, suicide pandemic, what is actions we are taking? Oh, you think just more economy will do it? Economy is needed because people must eat well and live well. That is needed, but that's not a be-all solution for everything. That settles our physical needs. Economy settles only our physical needs. It may be psychologically satisfying you only because somebody is doing worse than you. Hello? Without poor people, rich people cannot enjoy their wealth. You know, I've been telling you this just before the Save Soil movement. I was in United States and there was this one young guy who's behaving like his tail is on fire. I like that people on fire, but I want everything on fire, not just the tail, you know. Then I asked, hey, what are you up to? Then he says, Sadhguru, I want to make $1 billion, $1 billion. I said, that's all, tomorrow you come, I'll give you $1 billion. Really, Sadhguru, you will give me 1 billion? I said, yes, come tomorrow, I'll give you $1 billion. He had come with 8 of his friends who were sitting quietly. And I said, see these 8 guys, I'll give them all $10 billion. Why, Sadhguru, 10 billion for them, only 1 billion for me? Arey, just now you said, you want 1 billion only in your life? If they get 10 billion, you will suffer the 1 billion? This is all it is. So economy is like this. These things, let's do it to our capabilities, our whatever, our needs. Our need, the need of the community, need of the nation, need of the world, we work it for some extent. But economy will only help us to attend to the body well. Mind is being attended because little bit of sickness that you have, that others should be doing less than you, because of that sickness you feel psychologically also it's doing something. Actually, money and wealth and economic well-being should have nothing to do with your psychological well-being, something to do with your physiological well-being, because you eat the best food, you… not necessarily. Hello? We have just seen wherever suddenly a burst of wealth happens in new economies, people eat the worst kind of food and get sick like crazy, get drunk and you find them in the gutters. Yes, it's happening. I don't want to go into examples, it's very close by out here. So, the important thing is we must understand, as I said earlier, little bit of sweetness in the body is there, nothing wrong with it. Let's enjoy it. Little bit more in your mind, a bit more in your emotional space, but the fruit is in the being. If you want to access that, you need a conducive atmosphere within you. But most human beings are not able to create that within themselves unless there is a conducive atmosphere around them. So this is why many things right through thousands of years, wherever there is a spiritual process, they created consecrated spaces, sangha and so many things. And see, because you are here in the yoga center, the Latvian girl, whatever your name, Latvia I'll call you, for now, okay? So even Latvia is going to be happy here without a drink. Unlike her friends, because you're in a certain atmosphere. So this is important to create that atmosphere, otherwise future generations will not grow into well-being. They're inheriting all kinds of things. What used to happen at 30 is already happening at 15. 12, 13-year-olds are on alcohol and drugs and stuff. You saw what happened in Bengaluru. They searched the school bags of young children below 15 years of age and they found all kinds of stuff that they should not find in a school-going kids' bags. But that's what they found. So I'm saying it is going this way because there is no joy. Why there is no joy is there is no conducive atmosphere within, nor is there a supportive atmosphere around. So creating consecrated spaces is in this direction, but last time I saw all of you clapping for this Save Soil, whatever, motorcycle ride. Last time, because I've been talking about Save Soil for 30 years and nobody woke up, I had to almost kill myself to wake you up. Will you do that to me once again? Wake up, huh? I don't have to kill myself all over again. I want you to understand, we successfully completed, but I could have died 100 times in those 100 days. Yes, there were so many risky situations because we are not just riding. We did 691 events on the way. Most of the events when I'm riding, talking and doing media interviews and stuff. Don't clap your hands, I'm talking about my problems. So, to wake you up in 2024, do I have to again kill myself, jump off an airplane without a parachute or something like that? Stay awake, huh? That's good. I think it's dinner time. He's a Moonrampirai customer. Just one more question, let's finish this, please.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you, sir?
Here.
Okay.
I have trekked Velangri Mountain, 7th hill. It was beautiful, but really tough. Why Shiva chooses hang out in that kind of a place, it's really tough, either Velangri or Kailash.
We brought him down to the foothills. Anyway, Shiva has not chosen tough places. Velangiri mountain is not a tough place, nor is Kailash a tough place. It is just that you have become so weak, everything seems tough. Well, in the 90s, which is the time when we went up most number of times up the hills, I would climb the 7th hill to 7th hill in about 3¼ hours. I can't do that today, of course. But I would go up and by afternoon 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we would be back, spending time there. Even today, if we send the Samskriti children, they will run up in 3 hours' time and come back before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not a tough place. Bad legs and lungs. Hello? Because your legs and lungs are not good, everything seems tough. If your legs and lungs get really bad, even a hospital bed looks very tough. You need oxygen. Otherwise, it won't breathe. So, it's very important. One aspect of yoga is to remove the body as a problem. Body is not a problem. If you do like this, like this, it'll all look nice, cameras will like it, but mountains won't like it. If you have to be good on the mountains, this must be in a certain way. Otherwise, you must do Shiva. From here only, it's okay, because somebody was asking me, Sadhguru, I'm in Europe, I do Guru Puja every day, but I don't have betel leaf, I don't have coconut, can I offer this, can I offer that, can I put rosemary, can I do this, can I do that? So see, Shiva doesn't care a damn about the betel leaf or the coconut. If you're willing to put your heart into it, he's okay. Otherwise you heap him with whatever nonsense you want, he doesn't care a damn. So, if you can't climb up, from here only, you take your heart and throw it out. If there's enough joy here, it'll fly up to seventh hell. Yes? And the rest of the body may catch up or not, depends. It's okay. Because don't calculate everything in terms of calories and money and this and that. This happened. Shankaran Pillai was a surgeon. Then he performed a surgery on a very rich Jewish lady, Mrs. Goldberg. So his colleagues, who had also examined her, had a doubt. They said, "Why did you perform surgery on Mrs. Goldberg?" Shankaran Pillai said, $100,000. No, what did she have? He said, $100,000. So don't make… This aspect of life will not come with transactions. It is not about what you offer. Offering is just a tool. Offering is just a tool to open your heart. Okay, Sadhguru, then I will offer 1 rupee, it's okay. See, the problem is your calculation. The problem is not 1 rupee. 1 rupee is not the problem. 1 rupee is also not needed, you just put your head down, that's enough. But you're giving 1 rupee because you think he's such a bloody fool that he doesn't like. Yes, that he doesn't like. If you go into the forest, yesterday night the elephants were somewhere close by. Around 2 a.m. they were making some ruckus. I've been in the southern Indian forest quite a bit. At one time I was a part of the elephant census that was being conducted by the Karnataka Forest Department. Then I realized that you can go quite close to them without being in danger, if only you are little… He looks at you like this. If he sees little arrogance in you, oh, you can scream, "No!" but no, he won't listen. Little, if he sees you, you just hide like this. Then he's okay. You show him that you're afraid of him, he's okay. You simply stand like this, you're done. So, this is something that I observed and learned, and then I saw all the tribals were like this. The elephant looks, they just stand like this. Elephant looks at them like this. This is how they stand. Then he turns away and continues his grazing. If somebody stands like this, he comes. So you can say Shiva's attitude also is a little like that. So, it's not about what you offer, what you do, it is just that this dimension of life is available to you only if you keep your body aside. Your physiological and psychological process should become, if not gone, at least limited. You must sit on the side. Then he will dance, big time. If you are occupying the whole space, he is not interested. And if you're too much overflowing with yourself, then some crushing also will happen. Not by intent, it happens, what to do? Say this after me. Later. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya ದಿವ್ಯ ದರ್ಶನಮ್ಮ.
ಯೋಗ ಯೋಗೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಭೂತ ಭೂತ ಭೂತೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಂಭೋ ಶಂಭೋ ಮಹಾದೇವಾಯ ಯೋಗ ಯೋಗ ಯೋಗೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಭೂತ ಭೂತ ಭೂತೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಂಭೋ ಶಂಭೋ ಮಹಾದೇವಾಯ ಯೋಗ ಯೋಗ ಯೋಗೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಭೂತ ಭೂತ ಭೂತೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲ ಕಾಲೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಶಂಭೋ ಶಂಭೋ ಮಹಾದೇವಾಯ
Over 15,000 years ago, a being appeared in the upper regions of Himalayas. No one knew who he was, where he came from. The origins of this spectacular being were unknown. When his ecstasy allowed him some movement, he danced wildly. When intensity peaked, he became utterly still. People saw that he was experiencing dimensions that no one had ever known or able to fathom. His ecstasy and intensity allowed him to transcend his physical form. Witnessing an individual human in union with the cosmos, they called him a yogi, as he was the first one, the Adi-yogi. When his stillness lasted for years on end, curious onlookers melted away. Only 7 seekers remained, as they could not tear themselves away from him. He transmitted the profound science of yoga in its full depth and dimension. He expounded 112 methods of attainment, offering his disciples access to the deepest innards of creation. In this magnificent state of yoga, many mysteries of the created and the uncreated cascaded upon his unbridled wild hair. It was a vision of the very core of the cosmos in all its profundity and magnificence, a vision of the unfathomable mysteries of the universe, a most overwhelming vision that sages and Devi Parvati had ever witnessed. Devi Parvati, seeing Adiyogi reveling in ecstatic states, said, "I want to have what you have. Show me the way." Adiyogi absorbed her and made her a part of himself, and hence he is the Ardhanari, the ideal man, where one half of him is woman. Seeing the splendor of this magnificent union, Ghanas, his constant companions, asked, "What about us?" Adiyogi said, "Just drink of me," which drove them into intoxicated raptures. Seven sages, the Saptarishis, took the sacred science of yoga in all its forms to human habitations across the planet, which turned into crucibles of civilization. This spectacular being is not of the past, but the future of humanity. To move humanity from hallucinations of ups and downs to nameless ecstasies of one's interiority.
Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya.
Hello? You done? Can you hear me? Yeah? 2023, let's light it up, huh? So to light up 2023, the last part of 2022, you must eat well, rest well, and let's light up 2023 tomorrow, okay? Let's make it happen, thank you.
Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Ekagnikalaya